Early scenes, early views, early scenes, early views. We shall get the early views and days. Hi, it is I, Arcade Eclipse. Why am I talking like a gentleman? I did a video that I would like you guys to see. I was thinking of doing like some sort of analog horror kind of way. And I have a wasp in my room, and I'm gonna name him Greg, which is totally not some foreshadowing. Of course, I did meet one of Oliver's friends on TikTok, so that's fun. And I'm learning by the day. I don't know why, but I think you guys will probably not like this character, because this character is completely different than the other characters I made. Like the red mustache version of me is just not out yet. Still trying to think of how to do that. So yeah. And as for everything else, I have no idea. But I do have something in common with this. I did also get some three mosquito bites right here, there, and one there, and one probably on the top of my head. Yeah, I still have them. Try to pop it if it's possible. Now, it's a character that doesn't really matter. There is lore behind the character, but it's just because I don't have any inspirations. Never mind. Yes, I do. The inspiration of the character is Eddie Munson, which I am still trying to think of how to do the cosplay, but there's so much stuff I'm doing that I can barely think of how to do that. And I've learned that Eddie Munson is in Stranger Things, and I learned how he acts by watching some YouTube videos. So yeah, there's nothing else. And if you want to see a broken soda can, there's one right there. I could pop it, but I don't want to. That's my choice. I lost my knife, so I can't act like Sergeant E right now, especially in the night. It's like midnight. Yamade's also probably hasn't seen my videos in a while. I understand busyness. Same here, busyness. Both have busyness. I've been busy the entire day. I mean, I wasn't busy the entire day. I was waiting for Kaya to call me, but she never did. Sometimes I feel like she would just never call me and doesn't care. Anyways, about the stuff I'm about the character. This character is very similar to other characters I made, and there's some lore behind the character. It's a character that you probably would see him as a character you see before. Yes, this character you did probably see him before. I'm gonna act as the character. Eddie Munson is completely different than the character. It's the way that he kind of acts that reminds me of Eddie. But I didn't think of it. Anyways, I shall. You guys rescue can consume their whole body. At this point, this motherfucker's this character, I don't know why Greg, I guess. It is I, Greg, shall be the one tormenting your dreams. But of course, I'm always watching you. Anyways, BRB. I'm gonna call my buddy Alexander tomorrow if he's doing anything. I'm not doing anything. I heard I'm going to a lake soon, probably tomorrow. I'm not recording shit, but yeah, BRB. Hello there. It is I, Greg the man. The man Greg shall always listen to you. I have a little bit of an announcement to make. And that is, have you seen my soda can? I've been looking for that soda can for a bit. I have not seen it. Oh, I've been looking. It's a note under his pocket. I slid it out of his pocket. After I did, I pull out a note from his pocket. And it says, hello, or hello, as hello. It's hello in French, I guess. And of course, the hee hee is behind. There's a secondary, but it's the same thing. Now, there could be a little bit of a misunderstanding about it. And that is how I act. Different than Eclipse. I, Greg, will always listening to you all. In fact, we have a Q&A on about it. If you guys want to ask anything about this little fellow, Arcade Eclipse, we're also doing some skits. And I'll be there in the most time, but I know Eclipse will probably do more skits than other videos. The shorts could be the same thing, but it's not gonna be always every day. It takes probably about a day or two to make one skit for him. Editing and stuff is hard. But the skits that me or Eclipse makes, it's completely different than this bullshit. Laughing is alright. I am not okay mentally, don't worry about it. I mean, technically, I am mentally alright. In fact, this is where I could just say Arcade Eclipse could just go and go out and fly like a bird. I don't know what you. Oh, drugs. Oh. Thank you for no. Unfortunately, no. That's how I was built in the mind of Arcade Eclipse. It's not how I was built by myself. It was him, Arcade Eclipse, creating me from the darkness of his mind. And when I was in the darkness, I only heard the voice of him saying, be created. Come out to life in real life. In fact, you probably saw me before in other videos. You just have to see which one it is. It could be in a short, it could be in another video. I can't say which one, but it's in a short film, and it's not on the shorts. Unless you look at the trailers, I guess it probably could be in the shorts. It's very common for me to say, of course, no, I don't need help. I am fine the way I am. Unless, I'm sure it's fine. I don't need help, of course. I guess that's how I was created on the mind of Eclipse. Is this what I can say? I don't know. I don't know the whole world. A little bit. But there's one thing I forgot to say, and that is, why am I dressed up like this? With gloves and like whatever this is. I could say it's a gas mask, but I can't say if it is or not. I'm not that smart, but I am probably not mentally alright. As Arcade Eclipse, basically, creating a character is completely unoriginal for him to say. There's one thing I forgot to say, actually, and that is the way I walk and the way I stand. The way I stand is probably tilted like some sort of creature. But I'm not a creature. I'm just a man. Yeah, of course, I'm not smart. So, if you want to ask Arcade Eclipse and me, the Greg Crazy Man, you could ask any question. You have to go to a post to find it. There's two of them, if I'm correct. Either gotcha or live or other videos. Real life doesn't. I mean, it does not perform as well, especially episodes doesn't either, but it's the way I was made in his mind. No, I'm not okay. Just to tell you two things. Remember that guy, Dark Eclipse? He was basically the other half of Eclipse himself, or known as Arcade Eclipse. His half became the dark side of him. The dark side said some negativity stuff towards Eclipse, and I am just another personality in his mind, saying a weird random shit. So I could say those skits will be very hard to say about it, but if you think about it, I am not mentally stable enough to think straight. I'm on nothing. Don't worry about it. No, I don't need help. I don't need help. Don't worry about it. I am fine. Oh, that reminds me. You know something about Eclipse? There's some secrets that he's hiding away. And those secrets are very private. Well, actually, yes, I'm sure, but now I think about it, I don't think he really keeps those secrets very personal. One of them is actually very interesting. His mind is split into some personalities. One of them is the Dark Eclipse, I said. One of them is me, Greg, and of course himself, Eclipse. And then his other self, Arcade Eclipse, known as his true self. Thank you for calling me cringe. It doesn't fucking matter to me. There's also something I forgot to mention. Speaking of is that yeah, that says cringe. There's a thing about that word towards him, and that is when he hears it from somebody, his mind goes wobbly wobbly. So recently, somebody called him cringe again, but his mind went wahoo, especially when I'm seeing it too. When he sees the word cringe or hears it, he doesn't go to his happy, charming self. Inside of him, he is not alright. Sometimes, he always thinking of unaliving himself from it. But at least his friends always believes him to keep trying a different method. So the reason one is where I come in and explain it myself. I'm mentally unstable, but I can think. Never mind, no, I can't think straight. Well, there's nothing for me to say. Better delete that before Eclipse sees it. Because when he does, it just. Another personality will just go and form in his mind. One of the personalities is actually gone. I do think sideways. It's just because he doesn't think sideways himself. There's also no surprise about it. You're probably dreaming, darling. You are probably dreaming, yes. There's some things you think. You could be dreaming, but if you're hearing me and saying this to you most of the time, it would be not the same. But if you are dreaming, just pinch yourself. If you feel pain, you are not dreaming. But if you don't, then you probably are. I guess that's how human beings are built. No, unfortunately, no, I'm not. Not Eclipse either. The personalities aren't gay unless you ask a character that could be gay. But that doesn't mean fabulous boy. Eclipse, not me, Eclipse. He basically thinks another way. He doesn't have a gender. If you see the pronouns of his bio, it basically just say it basically says that he's a they them. He doesn't have a specific gender in his mind. But people sees it as a guy, a girl, or both, or none. A table, a chair, a cockroach, a spider, a fucking alien, and other stuff. It's very uncommon by him. Like this. There's also one more thing about Eclipse's mind. He feels pain every day, and when he thinks about happy stuff, it turns into hell into his mind. So when he thinks of something, it's nothing to him. It's gone. Poof, in the snap of a finger, it's gone. All the happy stuff are gone in his mind. And, for example, liking little spiders. He had 5, but lost 2. That means he only has 3. But already adopted 2 others. If he had 5 of them and the other 2, that makes 7 of them. But since he lost 2 of them, that makes 5. But the other 2 are not common. They're all having a similar name. It basically goes with, of course, the 2 main dead ones. Harry is one is dead. We got his sister Mary, still alive. Barry, that's dead. Larry and then Jerry. The other two, it's unnamed. But it's not really, really common. Because these other names already existed before Eclipse had them. Unfortunately, they're not here. Meaning the wasp problem in the event is already still a problem. Are you gonna stay in the vent? Or are you gonna come fucking down there and come here to Daddy Greg here? Probably not. He probably this thing probably won't even come out. I mean, it's not the end of me. It's just the end of Eclipse's mind. And yes, Eclipse does need help. He's mentally crazy. Think about it. Well, but I guess this is coming to an end for Greg. If you didn't like Greg, then it's fine. It doesn't matter. Greg is just kooky. Especially myself, I am the kooky one here. Oh, there's also some things I forgot to mention. Was this? I'm recording it. Hello, uh, Jimmy. Yeah, a spider named Jimmy. That's actually nice. Fun fact: one of my nephews' name is Jimmy. Yeah, of course you're joking. Of course. I mean, to be honest, I don't care if I'm being recorded. I'm being recorded almost every day if I think about it. That'll be very awkward for like a Truman Show bullshit happening here. Hmm. So yeah, that's basically the entire time. But there's also some stuff I've been thinking about The Lost Winnebago Part 2. I have not even recorded shit yet. Because if I did, I would have recorded. And I would not be doing it live right now if I was recording. But right now I'm just taking a break. Because it takes about almost a few months to fucking make a third movie. Yes, I can hear you. Here is kind of odd. So yeah. Dark Eclipse, I physically okay. No whoops. Has come out to play into death of my own fucking hands. To be safe by a wasp, do not let that thing kill you. And fun fact, my brother lives in this fucking red room. Hello? Brother? This is like fucking creepy environment. So I gotta hang out. If you can hear me, what am I saying? I cannot hear you because I have no idea what the hell you just meant by that. But I do have some stuff I forgot to say, and it's a bit odd and probably a little bit personal for me. Never mind. I don't know what I'm saying. No, I'm not Jesus. Wait, that, why would you think I'm Jesus? Actually, can you explain? Can you explain me that? Why you're saying I'm Jesus? I'm nowhere near close to Jesus. Who says I'm Christian? Who says that? I never said anything about that. Also, for some reason, the doctor tells me it's when there's a specific light, I completely am different. The darkness keeps me a little bit stable. It's like Kinger from Digital Circus, but a little bit different. I don't know. I don't know how I just fucking realized this 2 days ago. Well, cause you have makes sense. Makes sense. I know it's not bullying, it's fine. I understand. Um it's also I mean, I understand. I understand you're not Christian, but I don't know if I am. I'm probably not. Yeah, the long hair thing, I get it. It's because one time there would be this one person that would come into that's amazing. I'm very happy for you. Congratulations. I hope it was good. It's been a while I haven't watched Digital Circus. The last time I watched it would be episode 8 when it first came out, so it's probably like a month or a few weeks. I don't know. I can't fucking remember. Probably a few months. But the long hair thing I understand because one time when this one person calls me Eddie. And what am I saying? I don't have my other phone, do I? I would show you. I'm gonna show you when my phone comes back. When I get my phone back. Yes, I have two phones. The other phone I had, I used to record a lot of shit. That would be when I first started, you know, YouTube. But basically a year ago. Then I have to switch into. I had to get another phone to do recordings. I actually do this very specifically interesting for myself. The other one, I just use it to listen to stuff. That's why I always have earphones. When I'm having earphones, I could be listening to songs, to podcast. So yeah, interesting. Trust me, I promise you this. I'm not gonna remember shit. Because when people say some stuff about like if you would take this as an example, that actually did happen in real life. When Squid Game season 3 came out, me and my nephew would always go in excitement because we loved that back then. We still do. We're planning on doing a short film, but me and him are fucking directors of SLS Productions. Known as SLS, that SLS. Check out that channel. He's a good fella and he needs support. Somebody needs to feed his family every time you subscribe to his channel. Yeah. So when because he watched the entire episode
I think he just watched episode. I forgot how many episodes there was in fucking Squid Game. Well, the last episodes, probably episode 7. I'm pretty sure. Um, he probably watched that and just says, Gideon is gonna die. And I'm like, okay. But then a few minutes later, when I got to the final episode of Squid Game of season 3, I just completely forgot he did. I was like, yo, this man died in the fucking series. Then I was like, I know, I told you. And I would be like, "What, you did?" And he would be like this, "I told you. I already told you that he would die." I think you were like at episode 2. You probably weren't even listening to me. In fact, I guess I was listening to him. But the thing is, I didn't fully remember it. That's amazing. In fact, I'm actually very proud of you, buddy. I barely know you, but it's okay. Since I have nothing else to do, I just do a live. If I do this the entire night, I swear I would be dead at the end of the day. But I'm not dead, I'm still alive. It's very good that you're lesbian. It's okay. Also, I have a friend. Well, actually, no, he's not my friend, but it's similar to my brother. His name is Caleb. But my brother has 2 L's. This one has 1 L. And I ask my brother to beat his ass sometimes as a joke. Sometimes I really want him to do that, but yeah. This guy basically is a sexist person, as I can tell by Derek. And he doesn't stand gay people. And I'm just saying, like, this guy is dramatic. And also, it's the reason why I'm much more different most of the time. Because if you have been into my YouTube channel since the beginning of the first video or the first short, whatever. Okay, nice. I appreciate that. I mean, it's okay, but that buddy is screwed over. Sometimes I just think of hiring him because I'm my own boss, but also not my own boss since me and Jesse are basically the only one that's running the SLS YouTube channel. What does SLS mean? Well, if you want to know what it means, I'll probably do an explanation video on his channel, not mine, because I do not own this. So it's also I'm making a video for my nephew Jesse. Smiley face. Yeah. Um. Basically, I will say this once. I'm never saying this again, and I probably won't keep this in public unless I wanted to. But since it has Greg, you know, I probably would keep this in public just in case. And yes, actually, I do not give a shit. Actually, never mind. I am planning this to keep this in public. You know why? Because I want most of the people, probably where I always go to do some work stuff, basically know that Caitlyn is sexist. I'm not saying any other secrets about like Derek or Alexander, which is a friend I basically know my whole life at this point. Cedric is a person that I know actually fully by my whole life. We basically grew up together and it was fun. Sometimes people calls us gay. One time I was, but that was like back then. So yeah. And for Cedric and I, for some reason, people think that me and him sound so similar. I sound like a normal person. And Cedric, well, actually, not a normal person. I sound like a fucking idiot right now, which is understandable. But people say that Cedric sounds like me, but in a deeper voice. Can I mimic his voice? I'm not gonna try because this is gonna be awkward for me, especially when sometimes he would watch my this YouTube channel. We all have YouTube channels at this point, don't we? And I was thinking of hiring other people for future projects, like the third short film, The Lost Wendigo, episode part one. There's four parts. Originally, there's supposed to be three. Just put four instead. I do have subscribers, yes. Thank you for asking. I would check, but right now I don't have my other phone. Great. And while I'm here, I just realized there's some random equipment I'm seeing. That's all concerning. In fact, this is actually a room where me and my nephew basically filmed The Lost Day and The Lost War. It's two other films. The Lost War is not my favorite. I'll probably remake it with my nephew Jesse, and also probably remaking the first film. Which, just to tell you, if you haven't watched any of the films, like The Lost Day or I mean, The Lost War, I don't care if you don't watch this because I don't like it, especially when I'm the one that edits it. I'm better in short films than full like hour film. Basically, Yamade's always just tells me one time to make The Lost Day was originally supposed to be a long length film, but unfortunately, we weren't capable of doing it. Fun fact about The Lost Day: The Lost Day was actually split in two different days. The beginning is basically the last shot we did, and the ending is basically the first shot we did. There's some random confusion in my mind. We just went to the future to back in time. It's funny and interesting at the same time. Ain't that a fucking great day? I'm just also trying to look for some um people to voice act some characters I've been thinking. I am Joseph Ollie in the series. I did episode 3. I don't know how to do episode 4. It was originally supposed to be a Samuel and Ludi. Lodi? I don't fucking know what the name of this character is. Apparently they're originally supposed to be in this one scene. But of course it won't be existing, so it's technically not spoilers, but it was supposed to be like that. I'm saying not supposed to be, huh? Something is wrong with me, my language. I'm gonna talk about that later, but Sammy was supposed to be like attack in a way that she attacks Sammy in a way that we don't know. It's okay. I'm keeping this public, so if you want to continue watching it later, you're allowed to. And you probably re just watch the rest of the video what you probably missed. It's okay though. Have a great night and sweet dreams, my friend. But I did have this one dream. It was basically a dream where I was stuck in a room, basically my own house. But also there'd be a version of me, which you do see on YouTube rarely, Dark Eclipse, and apparently making the character makes a bit awkward for me. And I would also have random PTSDs of past times. If you haven't watched my shorts, you'll probably understand what I mean. So I guess that's how Dark Eclipse was born. But I do want to talk about the language of mine. Also, good night. But the language I have is kind of awkward for my nephews because English is not my first language because I have two different language. I can speak two different language. I use English more because I feel like it's more original for me. But I speak French too. I'm not gonna speak French because you probably won't understand unless you do speak French too. Then that's good. But yeah, I do speak French, but I don't know which one was my first one, so I can't tell. Yeah, it's that hard time. In fact, when I was like basically 5 years old, I only speak English, and French was still complex. So probably English was my first language, unless French was, and I just never knew. I know I wasn't able to speak in English, not English, French. It's just hard for me, I guess. I'm gonna die here, aren't I? There's also some things that I keep hidden from the world, and that is my real version of myself, my real me. I keep hiding this away from everybody else because I don't want people to know what I'm going through right now. So the version of me you're seeing is the one currently just talking and thinking about troubles. Talking about problems is good. I just have so much guilt that I have barely have any courage to speak English or French or at all to anybody at all in the world. I'm also seeing some spirits after some incident. Basically, when I was like 7 years old, there was a huge incident that I did never want to talk about it, and I referenced it in the shorts. Check the shorts out. It's basically Sergeant Eclipse and Greg Starlight's is like soldiers and blah blah. It's just hard for me to just control those memories and thinking about the past and spirits around me just constantly repeating over and over and over again. It just never ends for me. And I just want to talk about one specific detail I forgot to mention, and that is ow. But that is a very specific thing and detail about me. And that is the characters. I probably already talked about it, and I swear I'm gonna be fucking teased at the end of this fucking live, aren't I? But I do have reasons why I'm making personalities known as characters. Greg is based on one of my favorite ones to use, and I wanted to do skits about my whole life because in the beginning of my YouTube video, after the sorry, not sorry. Oh my god, um, you know, okay, Eclipse is alive. That was basically hinted in the foreshadowing of me doing skits and some personalities that I keep hidden away from my own life that I keep this from today. It's been a year ago I've done videos like this, but I've never wanted to do any of them again because how much pain I'm going through recently, and the pain just never ends. Dreams just happening every day, seeing some random bullshit, new spirits, and learning about other fucking legendary shit like Wendigos. It just hurts my brain, and I'm just in pain every day when I think about it. Dark Eclipse is just a dark side version of myself. Robert Redstash, which is another version of myself, but that has interestingly cringy parts. And Greg is just the most insane guy that I've ever created. You guys probably don't care about me, anyways. I mean, it's normal for me to think of that because it's true. Nobody cares about me. I mean, I know my life is just a train wreck in my mind, but in reality, it just is completely different for other people when they see it. If you see me very unstable, it probably means I'm not in a great mood right now. But if it's a skit, it's completely different. Anyways, I guess I'll see you next time. And remember, whatever else, anything is possible.